All that noise you had in Kenya when I arrived in Seattle was because of the Game Festival. People who don't like us were unhappy that the people are so many looking happy and singing their songs. That's all. They would like us to be divided so that they can rule us forever. And I am aware and I'm very conscious that our unity is our strength. And our relevance in the national political discourse is informed by being united and casting our vote in one ballot box. So I want to assure you, my daughter, we are good people and we are national. And I work with everybody. And I have traveled. I was in Ukambani. I was received like a king. I was in Mombasa, Kilifi, Malindi. I had a good engagement with the people. I was in Narok. I was in Kajiado. I work well with the Ma. I was in Bungoma. I was in Kakamega. I was in Vihiga. I was appreciated by those people. The people of Kisii are waiting for me because they know I'm a Kenyan leader. I am a nationalist. But much as I'm a Kenyan, I'm a nationalist. I come from somewhere. And I retain my right to talk for those people if I find somebody who wants to throw them under the bus. And that is something that we must do all the time. Why do we say one term? And that's why I need your help, because you are part of Kenya. I heard William Ruto saying that we are saying he should go. He should be one term, and he is wondering why he should go. William Ruto, aka Kasongo. Kenyans have a problem because you have raided the payslip and made the middle class impoverished and destroyed their capacity to transact. Effectively, they can't create jobs because any country is driven by the middle class only when they have purchasing power. This payslip you have raided, a group of people need to get you out so that we can restore the dignity of the payslip and the payslip holder. And once we do that, our economy will thrive. Education is the greatest equalizer. All of you who are here have been through school. And for you to get a job here, you must have some papers. There is nobody who understands and who appreciates the value of education more than the group seated in this room and your colleagues in the United States and the rest of the world. Most of you, when I look at your age, are great beneficiaries of free primary education by Mwai Kibaki. William Ruto has interfered with education and withdrawn funds for free primary and secondary education, which means that children from less fortunate members of the society will have no access to education. For us, when you look at our universities, most of you who went to Kenyan universities are beneficiaries of HELB, Higher Education Loans Board, that was working. William Ruto has destroyed it and brought some mongrel of some financing model that is not working, and most students are at home. For us to restore the education system and make sure that the future of our children is secured, William Ruto must go. You people who work here in the States, most of you are in the health sector. You do appreciate how important a health system is when it's working. We had a system called the NHIF that was working but limping. It It needed some little beating here and there to make it work. And when we were campaigning, we promised that we shall reduce the monthly contribution from 500 to 300 so that everybody can afford. Instead, William Ruto scrapped it and brought an animal called SHA. That does not work. And all of you here know it's not working because you are under pressure from home to help the people back home with money for treatment, isn't it? And buying them drugs. You know it's not working. For us to fix the health system, we must get rid of this character. The economy is crumbling. Last week, fuel prices shot by 9 shillings per litre. That means there will be a ripple effect on transport, on consumer goods. Paying bills, people have not been paid for the last 3 years. Most people are being auctioned, those who supplied goods to government, those who did services to government. If you look at the Nation newspaper, 5-6 pages every day are full of auctions. Unfortunately, those adverts for auctions are repeated every week because there is nobody with the money to buy what is being auctioned. People are unable to pay, the banks want to auction their houses, their homes, but there is also nobody to buy because nobody has money. Nobody since independence has ever played around with the military. The military is a very respected institution in Kenya, and across the world, our Kenyan soldiers are celebrated for being professional. They take care of our borders, they take care of our country. It's an institution that we don't even like talking about in terms of politicizing it. For the first time since independence, our soldiers who have been well taken care of by the state are being told to go and buy their own food. There is no money to feed them. We have always fed our soldiers. There is no country in the world that should not feed its soldiers because those are the men and women, patriots, who defend our borders. These are things that are unprecedented, that have not happened. That soldiers are being told instead of staying in the barracks and having their meals to go and look for food outside. When you look at foreign relations, we have a foreign policy, non-interference with the affairs of other nations. We have interfered with what is happening in Sudan because of conflict of interest. The president is openly supporting a rebel group because he is in business with the rebels of gold. And Kenya is assisting in sending arms to Sudan. Those arms are killing women and children. In the process, Sudan has suspended the importation of our tea as a protest. President is interfering in DRC because he is interested in the business of smuggling gold. Again, Kenya is in a very difficult situation internationally. You find that State House has become a crime scene. It's a center of corruption and bribery. Money meant for education has been diverted from the National Treasury through the National Intelligence Service. It's withdrawn in cash every Friday and given to the president in cash. This is the money he's using to bribe our bishops, our reverends, our pastors, our politicians, our MCAs, and it's the money that Soprano is using to go around the country, bribing women and young people for political support. That's why there is no money for education. There is no money for medicine. There is no money for anything because all the money is being stolen and being used for politics. The abuse of the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of the press are dear ideals that are very well protected in the 2010 Constitution. All this has been thrown out of the window, and in Kenya now there is a lot of suppression. Telephones are being monitored, there is no privacy, and everybody feels intimidated. People are being arrested on Fridays and charged with terrorism when they have done nothing wrong other than just speaking out as provided for in our Constitution. Abductions of young people, the killing of the Gen Zs, is totally unacceptable. And that is why this regime must be one term, because we cannot allow anybody to kill our children. And that is why I know all of you are worried, because you have children back home. You have relatives back home, and you don't know what will happen. So these are things that are very scary. And again, the use of the criminal justice system to manage politics. Harassment of leaders. The Honorable Mukonji, the MP for Manyata, the Honorable Jane Kehara, the MP for Naivasha, have been arrested and with trumped-up charges simply because they are calling out Kasongo. And of course, what is very worrisome and callous is the temerity of William Ruto, that he is no longer pretending about killings. Kipchumba Murkomen, the minister in charge of Interior, publicly and shamelessly, in total disregard of the law and the Constitution, gave out an order to police to shoot, to kill. And the police did so on June 25th and on 7th, because they had orders from the minister. People were up in arms, and instead of the president admonishing him and correcting the situation, himself, an elected president, publicly said that people should be shot in the leg, shamelessly and in a very callous manner, something that has never happened since independence. A president who is elected by the people giving orders to police to shoot people in the leg. Three days later, his tribesman, Nelson Koech, who is the chairman of the Defense and Foreign Relations Committee in Parliament that is supposed to oversight the military and the National Intelligence Service, said, no, President, you are wrong. They should not be shot in the leg. They should be shot in the head. So when you look at the statements by Kipchumba Murkomen